What's up, y'all? I'm your host, Sosaia, and this is episode 10 of the Mix Wash Podcast. All right. It's good to be back. It's good to have another episode to record. I've got a couple things I want to talk about. One, a lot of you were probably expecting a guest episode today. We had some complications when it came to recording that, though there should be one coming soon. Other than that, you're going to get a nice 30-minute episode from me today. We're going to have some fun, and it's going to be wonderful. First thing coming up, I've had a pretty good week since the last episode. One, I want to say thank you for all of the support that you guys are putting into the podcast. A lot of you were listening on Spotify. A lot of you were listening to the episodes on YouTube. And what's really cool is I can track that. I'm loving interacting with you guys in the comments. Please continue to do that, by the way. Also, I'm going to be cheesy. Please subscribe. Please like the videos. I appreciate it. And since you know me, it's kind of personal. If I know you and I know you watched the video and you didn't hit the like button, it's kind of messed up, bro. Unless you didn't like it. I have a friend who listens to this, and we recently had a poker party, and he let me know that I should probably stop blabbering so much. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the constructive criticism, and I'm never going to get mad at you for telling me to fix something, because I want to fix it. Anyways, speaking of blabbering, I'm going to chill out with that. And let's talk about some weird stuff like we do every week on the podcast. First up, people, if your dog is under 45 pounds, you don't have to tell me he's friendly. Lady, if I'm walking down the street and your dog comes up to me and he's smaller than my foot, you don't got to tell me he's friendly. What is he going to do? What's he gonna do? Is he gonna bite my pinky? Well, I guess it makes sense because legally, if their dog bites you and you go and report it. Also, hey, what the hell is wrong with you if a tiny a Chihuahua nibbles your finger and you go and sue that person and then their dog has to get put down? That brings up another problem of should we really be putting down dogs who bite people after just one bite? Is it one bite or two bites? I thought the first bite was a warning, and then the second bite is you put the dog down. If somebody sues you over... but also, okay, a lot of people don't know this. Getting bitten is actually one of the most dangerous injuries you can get because of the amount of bacteria that is in a mouth. So you used to hear this all the time when you were younger, probably. But, people always tell you, your mouth is dirtier than your butt. Which is really gross. Don't want to think about that. But that's, true, because there's so much bacteria that lives in our mouth that, when a little kid bites you and it breaks the skin, you gotta wash that out, ASAP, son. Because you about to get all types of cholera and herpes all up in your cut because this little kid forgot to, one, brush their teeth, and two, I don't know, whatever. They just got all this dirty stuff. And also think about how dirty little kids' mouths are. Little kids got their fingers in their mouth 24/7, so everything they touch is in their mouth, and then their mouth breaks your skin, and now all of that bacteria is all up in your cut. It's very common for you to get infections. Welcome to Medical Advice with Sosaia Talanoa. This is the daily double dose of medical advice. What were we even talking about? Oh, we were talking about dogs. Speaking of medical advice, your boy's fully vaccinated. And I'm okay saying that on my podcast today. Guess what? I'm not dead. Guess what? If I get the thing, I am so much more likely to be alive after. And you know what's great about being alive? You're alive. And if you don't like to be alive, then one, hey, hit me up. I can help you because, I don't want anybody to feel that way. That would be really bad. I don't want anybody to feel like they don't want to be there. I'm here to help you be you. So let's be us together as a people. Not in a relationship type beat. That'd be kind of weird. But we can be us together and we can move forward beyond pandemics and such. Which is great. Speaking of which, hey, I'm fine with disagreeing with people. And I will always say this. I've said this in past episodes. I will always be fine with disagreeing with people. What I won't be fine with is if you're disagreeing with me, but the only reason you're disagreeing with me is because you want to bring negativity into my life, man. Like, hey, I want to get vaccinated, right? I want to be vaccinated. I would suggest that all of you get vaccinated unless you're under the age barrier thing. Which, by the way, if you're under the age, please try to influence your family to get vaccinated because that puts you at a very much smaller risk of getting the virus since it's harder for me to give it to you after I've been vaccinated because I'm a part of the fully vaccinated club. Yes, that's right. I said it again. I just want to make sure everybody knows your boy is vaccinated. We can hang out. Screw it with masks on. I'm not even going to lie. I don't mind the masks anymore. The masks is fine. Completely fine. I'm totally cool wearing a mask everywhere. You know why? Because I feel like I'm helping everybody else be safe. And I think that's important. I don't value my health maybe at the top of my priority list. But guess what? I don't want to be the douchebag who's spreading this thing to all these innocent people. I don't want people to get hurt. Man, I don't even like fighting. Unless it's organized, like boxing would be really cool. Never got into boxing. My mom never wanted me to get hit in the head, which makes a lot of sense. And I was super chubby when I wanted to get into boxing too. And it was like, bro, what are you gonna do? Like, there's no way little old chubby me, 5'8", was gonna get into boxing. I would have been like Floyd Mayweather plus 100 pounds. And that's not 100 pounds of like, that's 100 pounds of... That's the sound that makes. Oh, man. This episode is also mastered, just saying. I hope the audio quality has gotten better. If you guys want me to go back to the old version or like try to make it similar to the way it was, please let me know. Again, I love everybody's feedback. Give it to me. As long as you're not just bringing negativity into my life. Oh, yo, by the way, most Kuda thing, which Kuda is a reference to Chris D'Elia's podcast, but essentially, the least leader thing you can do, the most follower thing you can do, is post a TikTok that says, dude, good vibes only. Don't even hang out with me if you're gonna bring negativity into my life. You know what's also funny? The same people who post those TikToks on their Snapchat, by the way, hey, keep TikTok on TikTok. I don't need you to download your TikToks and post them on Snapchat so that I can see them on your story. Don't want to do it. I don't want to see your TikToks. I don't want to see the For You page, because guess what? It's not for me. It's for you. It's for you. Keep it for you. If I get a TikTok, it'll be for me. But it's for you. Oh, the same people who post those TikToks, 100% the same people who post the most negative stuff. It's the same exact thing about, like, people who say, like, I'm not stupid. I just don't want to talk to y'all because I don't, like, have much to say. Or those are the same people who don't shut up ever. The people who are like, I don't give about anybody, is the same people who give up about everybody. Hey, we ain't cursing because my mom listens to this. And also, don't curse. I think I'm getting better at this podcast thing. I think I'm more confident with it now. We can get jivey and grivey. But I guess everybody kind of changes it up for the camera. I try not to. That's why I try to stay laid back and like, I try to stay myself for the podcast. I'm not going to change my voice. I'm not going to change the way I speak. I'm not going to change my attitude towards life. This is me in podcast form. And I know that's why you're here, because you want to hear me talk. You don't want to hear, I don't know. Hi, my name is Jason, and I work at Marshall Realty, and this is the Mix Wash podcast. And we're here to talk about post-sex cuddling. Speaking of which, my mom and I were having a odd conversation. She was... Okay, so I'm chilling on the couch talking to my mom, and like a sex scene comes on the movie on the television, and my aunt is, it's like whatever my aunt is watching. We're all in the living room, and there's a sex scene, and my mom is like, look at this. These girls do so much preparation that, like, the makeup might cost $80. So you got to buy the makeup. Then you got to buy the shoes. The shoes might be anywhere from $20 to $200 even. And then you got to get dressed. You got to buy a blouse and stuff. That's even more money. And then you got to do this and, you got to do that. And that's like 6 hours plus however many dollars of preparation. And then you go to the club, you buy all these drinks. That's even more money. And you do all of this for 30 seconds of sex afterward? Oh, man. And then she looks at me and she's like, yo, dude, like, your first time might be 20 seconds. Oh, my aunt was just, like, looking at me, like, eyes wide, like, this is hilarious. She was laughing hard. And it was hilarious. I was dying. Now, we're not going to disclose any further information. We're going to stop it there. But right after that, my mom goes, oh, dude, one thing about sex, after it's over, no cuddling. She says, I hate post-sex cuddling. You know what? She goes, it would be over, and I go smoke a cigarette. My mom is the men in Candy Liquor that aren't Jody. My mom is not Jody. She goes and smokes a cigarette and then cooks breakfast. Oh, my laugh is terrible, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, so I guess post-sex cuddling is a no-no for my mother, which is, I love to find it out, Ma. Thank you for telling me that post-sex cuddling is a no-go. I'll keep that in mind. Speaking of sex and cuddling, I was having a conversation yesterday, and somebody brought up the fact that they had watched, like, a Cody Co video. I guess Cody Co did a video on it, of this show called Hot or Not. And so I watched a couple clips of it, and I quickly began to realize, so essentially, let me just explain the premise before I dive into the fact that men are just horny all the time. So you sign up to be on this show, and you go on the show, and then people, like on the World of Dance, how like a panel of people judge your dancing and like give you a score. They give you a score on your body, which is, this would not slide today at all. Oh, Lord. If they had, like, I don't even care. I didn't even recognize who the people on the panel were. I think it was just, like, random Joe Schmoes. But, like, if a celebrity did this show, oh, buddy, I couldn't imagine getting canceled any faster. This is, if you don't want your career to continue, this is 100% the show to go on to. So you sign up to be on the show, and then a panel of judges judges like your face, your body, and your overall sex appeal. Okay. Some of the judges would straight up be like, Oh, and it would be like a fine lady. Like these, oh my lord, these chicks would be delicious. Hold up, let me just look up. Let me just look up hot or not contestants. Hotornot.com is still it's still a thing, but it's not Oh, it launched in 2000? Oh, this is terrible. Okay, hold up. Let me pull up some images. Oh, so it used to be like Tinder. Oh, okay, so they made a show and there was an app. Oh, that's weird. Anyways, yeah, they would have like a super like beautiful lady go on to Hot or Not, and the judges would be like, your face is like a 2. Like those teeth are just, and they're just completely berating this woman. And she's fine as hell, but they're just finding every nitpick. Okay, that's not even the worst part. So they're finding every nitpick about this lady's, like, left tooth. Yeah, just the left one, because she has, 2 teeth. And then they're like, well, one of your breasts looks like it's like slightly larger than the other by like a millimeter. So that definitely, like, you're like a 4 in the body. And like, like you're a little bit too jiggly for me. Yeah, they're just ripping into this lady. They'll be like, yeah, your face is a 2, your body is like a 4. Overall sex appeal? Oh, dude, I'd smash. That's a 9.9. That means man's just looking to do the horizontal mambo. He's looking to get between those sheets, son. Yeah, you're super ugly, but yeah, you know what? Like, most people call me Anthony, but you can call me anytime. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Just about 6 minutes ago. Hold up. Before I get into where I'm going to college and making this announcement, which who cares where I'm going to college except for me? But, it is hot as hell in here because I want the audio to be as good as possible. So I turned off the fan and the air conditioning isn't running. And I'm dripping from the pits, dude. It's like a rain, it's like a rain cloud in all of the crevices right now, dog. I don't got the swamp booty, but like my armpits, son, were like, if you stood under my armpits, you'd be like, is this the Amazon rainforest? 'Cause like, is there a canopy 20 feet above me? 'Cause it's dripping. 'Cause there's condensation in my pits. Well, I skipped over a lot of the things that I wanted to talk about, but that's okay. Anyways, I am going to Columbia University, which is also King's College. That's where Hamilton went. Everybody who likes Hamilton, the guy in the play. Oh, that's actually funny. Before Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote Hamilton, Hamilton used to be a founding father. Now Hamilton is the guy in the thing. That's 100% the most parent way to say anything. Your parents are just like, hey, do you remember the guy from the thing? And they just expect you to know what it is. Hey, can I get 2 details? And then when they do give you details, they're terrible. Hey, you remember that one white guy in that, like, sci-fi movie? Hey, almost every guy in every sci-fi movie ever is white. Almost all of them. You want 2 guys that aren't white in sci-fi movies? That's a pretty small group. That's Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu and the black dude in Star Trek. There you go. Okay, that's a really big generalization, and I probably missed like so many non-white guys in sci-fi movies, but at least it's a much more select group. Or even when they're talking about the movie. Hey, do you remember that? They're like, what was the name of that? The guy, and he like he like grabs the thing in that movie and then he like goes across like the world, right? And then like he does a thing on the other side and then it like connects and like breaks the universe into that's exactly, you can't tell me that that's not exactly how your parents describe stuff to you and just expect you to know what it is. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. If you don't know where Terrible's from, it's what's his name? See? What? You know that guy he used to play basketball? Charles Barkley? He's like playing pool in the commercial. And I think he's talking to Bugs Bunny. And Bugs tells him something. He's like, wow, that's terrible. That's really terrible. Other than that, oh yeah, what I was saying about don't change it up for the camera. Don't do that. Like it's honestly one of my pet peeves. When I know you in real life and then I see you post stuff and it's like you completely change who you are and how you're feeling for the camera. One, maybe you're not the most mentally stable at the moment and like you're going through stuff and like like you don't want to show that to everybody. Because you don't want everybody to know your business. I guess that's okay. But like, it's just kind of really annoying to like know you as a person and then see you completely change it up for the rest of the world. And I mean, am I supposed to feel the opposite way? Like, am I supposed to feel like, oh, no, she or he or whoever, they, like respect me enough to, I don't know, save their personality for me because I'm one of their close friends? Like, no. You should always put out who you are, not who you want people to see you as. Which would also help us get rid of sociopaths. Because, hey, like, if you kill people, just tell us. You know, maybe we can have a cordial conversation about how you do it. And maybe you're, like, really smart and we can use you to, like, build buildings instead of killing people, because that works. Like, killing people's not so good, but if you can use your killing people skills to help us stop global warming, which, hey, by the way, global warming's still a thing. We're still in a drought. Please don't waste water and put your mask on, because you're definitely the same people. Speaking of those people, hey, Have I mentioned Ben Shapiro on this podcast yet? I don't dislike Ben Shapiro. But I do dislike some of the things that he says. Not the things that he says, because a lot of the times he's speaking straight facts. Like, I can't disagree with facts. And one of his, phrases and most famous sayings is, facts don't care about your feelings, which makes a lot of sense because they don't. But then after laying down the facts, when you just throw your bias down in somebody's face and be like, well, here are the facts and here's my bias, so my bias is also facts. Not cool. Now, do I respect him because he seems to take a better approach to the political game than most? Yes. At least he's not Fox News. I will listen to Ben Shapiro all day before I have to watch Fox News. In fact, if somebody can find a clip of Ben Shapiro talking about Fox News, I would love that. If you can find a clip of Ben Shapiro talking about Tucker Carlson in specific, which, by the way, we still don't like Tucker Carlson at this podcast. Just because look at his face, man. Okay. Even no, I'm kidding. Okay. In all reality, like, I'm not going to make fun of him just because of the way he looks. But Tucker Carlson 100% looks like Tucker Carlson. You know what I mean? Like, if I told you what he did every day and how he felt about stuff, imagine that guy in your head. 100% it's Tucker Carlson, and it's his face. Now, is he ugly? No. Is he unattractive? No. Am I going to bag on him, like, literally? No. But do I strongly disagree with a lot of the things this man says and, like, puts out into the world for a bunch of, like, people to believe, and then those people like 100% believe it simply because he said it and he knows that. So he uses this to spread false truths and bad ideas? Yes. And do I dislike that and do I disagree with that? Yes. But is it his face and stuff that he can't control that makes him terrible? No. He makes him terrible. And I disagree with his person, not with his physical things. Because I know darn well if one day I end up on Fox News and he's talking about this podcast, he's going to be like, well, he's not even credible because ad hominem. In fact, actually, let's go around this really quickly. I think he's ugly. But it's not the fact that he's ugly that makes him wrong. There you go. There you go. Let's put that out there. If any ladies, actually women who listen to this, or girls, or whatever you want to identify as, or homosexual males, that's also cool. If you're attracted to Tucker Carlson, please call me. I want you on the podcast. I want to talk about how you find this man attractive. Or not even like how, because I don't think he's inherently like bad looking. What am I even saying? Also, if you disagree with my political views, actually come on the podcast, because that would be really cool. If you like want to do it civilly and not scream at me. And then also, we can like before the podcast pull up a set of predetermined truths so that we don't have to disagree on facts. Like, we can just throw facts down and then we can dispute those out before the podcast so that when the podcast comes out, it's not just bad and we're arguing on whether or not, like, the particles are small enough or large enough to go through a medium that's attached to your face. And, like, did you take honors chem? Not even honors chem. Did you take regular chem in high school? Because then you should know. Because the radius of like an oxygen particle is different than the atomic radius of like any other particle that you could name. Although very similar to what's the diagonal from oxygen on the what is that? It's a halogen too. It's like fluorine or something. It might, no, because fluorine's right next to it. What's under fluorine? Man, I took AP Chem. Didn't do well on the AP exam, but I did it. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm going to Columbia University. And Columbia University is in New York City, and I was just looking at all of the stuff that's right there next to it, and like, living in New York City is going to be so cool. Now, am I ready for the reality of New York City and like how dirty it is and how like crazy the crime is right now and how potentially crazy it's going to be in a year? Yes, I'm ready for that because your boy didn't live, his whole life with a silver spoon. But is your boy excited to go to college in New York City, son? Yes. What? Don't even call me, bruh. I'm ready. I am ready to go to New York City and see what's up with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from the biggest little city. I'm from Reno, Nevada. Now, to go to the biggest big city, other than Tokyo, which supposedly Tokyo puts, like, everything to shame, which that's mind-blowing. To think that, like Tokyo makes New York look like Reno? Son. I gotta go there sometime. Oh, man, that would be so crazy. And with that being said, we're going to wrap this episode up. Not early, but on time. And to be early is to be on time. Remember that. Especially if you're a band kid or anybody, actually. Always be early to everything. That's my last piece of advice for this podcast. I've enjoyed being your host for the last 29 minutes exactly. Oh, well, it'll be 29 minutes and 30 seconds on the episode because of the intro and stuff, and I can't do math, even though I'm pretty good at it. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. It has been an honor to be your host for this episode, and I will catch y'all on the next episode whenever it does come out. I'm going to edit this one. I'm going to have some fun today. Everybody else, have a good day.